Me again. Anyway, just so many dumb people. So Holiday's now saying it's a naturalistic fallacy to recognize unintelligent design as perhaps a problem. So, like if you're going out buying a nuclear power plant and you go to the company, it's called unintelligent design, and yeah, the name isn't a misnomer. The people really are complete idiots. Spinning around in circles and shit, doing all kinds of wacky crap. No problem. What are you upset about? What are you worried about? Just amazing. Or, even he brought up eugenics as if it's somehow irrational for people to think it might be a good idea to maximize our physical design, to augment it, deliberately, like to willfully breed human beings to be better human beings. Pragmatically, it's not practical just because everybody is so attached to their ethnicity and so attached to their particular form and shape that they get all offended if you don't think it's one of the better designs. So, yeah, there's no point in it. I personally don't see any point in maximizing stupid, because that's the game we're playing, is stupid. So why be an excellent stupid player? But yeah, it does sort of make sense efficiency-wise. We've changed the design of cars over time because yeah, it could use some upgrading. Upgrades aren't bad. So even that, to call it a naturalistic fallacy for somebody to think, well, it makes sort of sense to maximize the design, create efficiencies. And likewise for somebody to recognize that because nature is unintelligent design, that we should be a little bit, we should keep our eyes open for design flaws. Because they're probably there. Just amazing. So anyway, so yeah, I did my response video, and just the comments are just idiotic. Every single fucking one. So I am going to be doing some deleting here. Because, what else? I won't bother banning, but I'm going to do some deleting. Anyway, alright, comment number 1, Steve-O. Yeah, I guess he is a retard. Both pain and pleasure must be advantageous from an evolutionary perspective. They must be. Yeah, regardless, who's talking about, again, an unintelligent design perspective? There's no proportion. Nature has no understanding of what it's playing with. It's playing with something highly important, the welfare of sentient beings, and has no idea that it's important. So, if insects do feel pain, it is possible that they feel pain through the whole process of metamorphosis, because nature couldn't care less. It doesn't really care how much torture there is involved, as long as you come out a butterfly in the end. So it could all just be completely unnecessary torture imposed on the organism for this silly end of be a butterfly and die in 40 days. So again, just an inane comment to use evolutionary perspective, as if that's supposed to mean something to me from an evolutionary perspective. What? Oh, from a build the best gladiator possible so it can hold up its bloody sword and say, I win. Why would that mean something to me? Are you retarded? After all this time, you really think an argument from evolution is going to mean something to me? Like I should do what... Well, if evolution says jump off a cliff, should you jump off a cliff? I mean, why would I take instructions from evolution? Ugh, so too stupid. So anyway, somebody points out, from an evolutionary perspective, rape is great. And then he comes back with just idiotic crap like, yes it is, since the results of reproduction, then some stupid show, but love and marriage are non-zero-sum games and have proven to be more successful technique. Well, it depends on what you're saying, proven, right? I mean, was Christianity proven to be a superior philosophy, or did it just happen to be the European philosophy, and the Europeans happened to fall on horses you know, and that you could ride them and kill people sitting on them. I mean, isn't this victory thing all kind of arbitrary? So whatever love is, I don't know if love has anything to do with marriage. That would be kind of a joke too. For most people, could find the joke in that one. And again, you know, we're not talking about just humans here. We're talking about the entire animal organisms, and we know that there's mammals where the percentage of males who get to have sex is 1%. Yeah, pretty disgusting ratios in terms of happiness and joy and all that kind of stuff. And obviously, nature just couldn't give a rat's ass. And often, rape is the name of the game, and it's pretty much disgusting. And you want to say no, it's okay because no. Anyway. So his next comment was, rape is a zero-sum game. Love and marriage is a non-zero-sum game. Zero-sum games are more profitable in terms of reproduction. Well, and some people don't even know what zero-sum, I mean, not that people can have their own interpretations of things, that's their entitlement. But zero-sum is always meant to me that there's no possibility of doing better than zero. Basically, it's a cannibalism argument. It's a circumstance where your repair creates as much damage as the thing you're repairing. That's what zero-sum means. Somebody else was using it in another comment section, inferring some kind of that you're starting from zero or some kind of idiotic crap like that. Anyway, so more profitable in terms of reproduction. So again, you know, what human beings could have evolved into is lots of different things could have happened depending on the circumstances of how it all played out. Obviously, it was inevitable in this roll of the dice, so to speak, this big bang. But if you could augment a few circumstances, you could probably turn people, the human race, into some other kind of civilization. We know those civilizations have existed throughout time, and some of them were incredibly misogynistic and brutal, and they could have won the day. Well, I see you have given up making sense. Yes, that's correct. It's only an advantage for reproduction, not fairness, comfort, etc. We only care about what reduces suffering. That is the advantage that matters. That's a good little comment to make. And let's see what old Steve-O does with that. Zero-sum games are not profitable, but they can persist for that same reason. No, they persist because nature's unintelligent design has no control mechanism except us. We're the accident, and we're the only thing that has a brain capable of doing any of this analyzing and figuring out that the frickin' plant's leaking radiation all over the place. Keep things going because nothing is lost or gained. Again, I don't know what to say. Insane, nihilist, crazy fucks. The first law of thermodynamics is zero-sum game. Yeah, the thermodynamics doesn't apply to open systems, okay? There's a burning sun. I don't know whether you noticed it, but that breaks the law of thermodynamics right there, for us personally, for the time being personally. So, you know, these idiots who keep using thermodynamics as if it means something. It doesn't mean, it means something on a cosmic scale. It means something in a vacuum, in a jar, vacuum, a sealed container. It doesn't mean shit, okay, in most of reality for a short period of time. It doesn't apply, you fucking idiots. Alright, so let's just say, fuck you, Steve-O, in some way or another. Yeah, that's all I'll say. Fuck you, Steve-O. And I might as well just get rid of this whole thread because it's fucking idiotic. Oh, the hair guy. I just removed the hair guy. So he said, nice vegetarian hair. I'm not going to bother undoing it. You know, I mean, yeah, so I have a video now and then where I don't bother fixing the hair, blah, 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 blah. It's actually pool hair, okay, to get it right. And it would be, even pool hair would be okay if it wasn't for the fact that the pool I swim in has little monsters that swim in it. And, you know, they have all that suntan crap on and, you know, turn the water into goo. But anyway, you think you're going to win a competition? The guy has one of them little baldy icons. He's going to sit there and rag on my hair? I mean, can people get more preposterous? I mean, You want to have a competition between the health of the average meat eater versus the health of the average vegetarian. You're going to lose in every category. And even vegetarians, frankly, can have a bad diet. It's expensive. Good food is expensive, whether you're a vegetarian or not a vegetarian. And, yeah, some people just can't afford the best. So you're going to rag on their hair because they don't have enough money for expensive food? You're just such an asshole. I should have blocked him because he's just too big an asshole. Anyway, Carla, another asshole, of course. Love is not an emotion. She always does this. Every fucking, or he, whatever this thing is, every fucking comment starts off with I'm changing the premises and I'm going to make up some crap. And that's what you do. Yeah, love is not an emotion. Well, what percentage of people, if you put the word emotion, you put the word love, would not connect those two? What percentage? So you can say, okay, I'm changing the language again. Okay, let's change the language some more. This I don't even understand. It means willing the good of another. Says you. I never even saw that written before. I mean, it's funny that I could live this long and not know that love means willing the good of another. Fear, on the other side, is just an irrational reflex. So it's irrational to be afraid of leaky radioactive nuclear plants. It's afraid to be afraid. It's irrational to be afraid to buy anything from the unintelligent design store. That's irrational. It's irrational to be afraid of dying horribly of God cancer. God-imposed cancer. But the opposite of love is not fear. It is hate. Well, that one we all kind of know, except for whatever that crazy person that Hoffaday was associating with. What's the opposite of fear? Stupidity. Yeah, the opposite of fear is just idiotic stupidity. Yes, it's called addiction, desire, compulsion, irrationality, nonsense. Yeah, pick one. But yeah, that's it. If you're not afraid, you're stupid. Frankly. Alright? You're delusional. You're hiding from reality. If you're not afraid, you're hiding. You've run away. Anyway, too stupid a comment. Too fucking stupid. Alright, so this stupid robot guy who I'm really close. You're almost done here, fella. You completely lost me when you said value is recorded in the ether. Well, I also said, okay, that I made the point, like I didn't do air quotes, but I did something close enough to it to just indicate that this accounting can only be accounted for by intelligences that can be aware of it. And just as we account most things in our lives, just as you balance your checkbook, you can be quite aware of what goes into the deposit account and what comes out of the liability account, and you can do the books. We're capable of doing the books, so to speak. So this wasn't really hard to grasp at all. Okay, we know that if my happiness is like I'm drunk and I get in the car and I'm too lazy to get somebody else to drive or to sleep it off, and that it's wrong for me to risk a bunch of other people's welfare for my convenience, the mere convenience of getting home to my own spinning bed. We can understand that. You can't understand it because you're a fucking dumb motherfucker. And this persistence, this persistent effort of yours, this is the word game bullshit here, asshole. There was nothing. The context of my ether statement, again, I did minimize the word ether. I was just making the point that it is a real event. That's what I said. I said it clearly. I said the experience of conscious sensation is a real event that happens to people. It happens to sentient creatures. And that was the relevant point. So you want to say here, you completely lost me when you said sentient beings actually have feelings that happen. So I lost you then? That's apparently true. You're just an idiot and a fucktard and a jackass, and you really are just evil, and if I can stick a pitchfork in your eye someday, I'll be damn happy to do it. Anyway, hover blubber. Okay, this might be good, but I don't know. I don't think I read this yet, but we'll see. Can anyone explain the communication problem between you and Hotliday? I don't know if this helps, but I posted a comment on his latest video, The Great Effortless Nonsense. The purpose, or lack thereof, of the process is not the focus of his attention. It is the product. I don't think it's the product. So, again, I just think it's a relevant fact. The fact that it's unintelligent design is a relevant fucking fact. It means we should look at the design and we should analyze the fucking mechanism. Anyway, the capacity to value and harm that it creates potential for. Well, I think the real problem is that it creates, yes, it's unintelligent design, and we have indications, strong indications, that there's something valuable that it's doing. So it's, whether it's meat grinder or it's whatever it is, blender, it really needs to be UL approved. It really needs to be made right, because it's dangerous, because it can create tremendous amounts of suffering. Lots of Jews can end up in concentration camps. We've already demonstrated that this thing can go wrong in really disgusting ways, and that really shouldn't be in dispute. And that what needs to be analyzed is there any way to stop it from doing that? And if there isn't, what's the rational response? So his ought is, or could be, not so much, ought to the capacity to value exist. Ought the capacity to value? No, I'm sorry. Yeah, if you're trying to help, that's not going to help. Ought the capacity to value exist? No, that's a subjectivist pile of crap. The capacity to value? No. Should sentient beings exist? Shit. Should things capable of being harmed exist in a world dominated by unintelligent design? As what ought we do now that it does? The capacity to value. See, again, that's just such a... I mean, you jackasses who keep wanting to push... Sorry, no offense, but, you know, push everything into this idea that we need a witness before we can declare a crime. It's just really irritating. It just so happens that his conclusion is consistent with answering the former... silly question, in the negative. It doesn't depend on it as far as I can see. Does this accurately describe your position? I don't think so. I didn't like it very much. But thank you. One reasonable comment. It's reasonable, but kind of indecipherable. Oh, Steve-O again. Well, fuck you, I'm sure. A few ideas. Life is... oh, here we go with this entropy crap. Life is the opposite of entropy, second longest, but it only at the local. Well, duh. I mean, who cares? I mean, you really want to sit there and apply thermodynamics as if it's a universal, always applies, regardless of circumstance, and it doesn't. So why are you even bringing it up? Good, bad morals and ethics and value interpretations are zero-sum games in evolution. Yeah. Evolution has no brain, no capacity to recognize that things suffer and that suffering should be minimized. Oh, duh. Both parties survive and reproduce more often if they both play the rules of these games. Obviously, they can play any game, okay? They can play hide and seek, they can play stab you in the back, they can play any fucking game they want, and it might work for a couple hundred years, it might work for a couple 1,000 years, but as the history of life on Earth has demonstrated, for most organisms, it will not work at all. They will fail. Human consciousness is a result of brain's ability to perform three-group subset math. Huh? God, you really are too insane. I don't want to reply. I want to... Is there more to this fucking idiotic comment? How do you undo the reply? I want the more button. I don't think... Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. Steve-O, you're retarded. Sorry, but you are. This isn't even close to being on the subject. Not even close. I don't know you had a child. Don't know you had a child. Didn't. Oh, sorry. Didn't know you had a child. McBurgism. What the fuck is that? Goodbye. Draco X guy. Holiday isn't even human. He's just nothing. Why are you even spending time on this thing? I can't even die because it's not even alive. Just ignore it. It can't even die. I mean, I really don't need this bullshit. Okay, what are you doing for the cause, fuckhead? I mean, I'm just so sick of these pointless critiques, alright? You have to have conversations with sample human beings. Let's just say Holiday is a sample human being. Let's say he represents 3, 4, 5% of the population. Then, yeah, you have to have a conversation with all these fucking idiots. So, but whatever, I'm just so sick of this backseat driving. If you got something to say about how I'm making my videos and you want to make a critique, well, guess what? Email me or something. Making public comments critiquing my performance is just fucking irritating, you fucking cunt. I mean, do I really want to argue it with you in the comments section? I really don't. I have absolute zero interest in arguing what my best strategy is, who I should argue with, what I should do, what color dress I should wear. Fuck you. See, human beings really are a lot of tubes. All the living creatures are just tubes. And the tube is has to put things in one end and let it out the other end. Then they get clever about it and they develop nerve ganglia at one end of the tube, and the eating is called the head, and it's got eyes and it's got ears and little organs and tenons. Tenons? I don't know what a tenon is. I don't think it needs a tenon. Things like these. And it helps to find things to put in one end and so that at the other end. Well, while you're doing this, you see the stuff go through, wears out the tube. Well, that's stupid. Okay? No. The tubes doesn't wear. The tube could go on forever. We die as a deliberate mechanism of the DNA molecule. And so the show can go on, and the tubes have complicated ways of making other tubes who go on doing the same thing, in one end, out the other. And they say, well, that's terribly serious. That's awfully important. We've got to keep doing this. Laughs. Alan Watts. Oh, no wonder. Well, this is a bad example of, pseudo, mushy, phantasmagorical science, but he doesn't even get it right. The reproduction came first. And that's the real problem. That's why the mechanism is so stupid. Okay, I mean, it's so the reproduction isn't to fix dying. Okay, we die because of the reproduction. You can't reproduce and live. That's not going to work because that leads to unsustainable population growth. So to prevent unsustainable population growth, if you're going to reproduce, you have to die. So reproduction killed us. Life causes death. That's, yeah, that's how stupid it is. Another reason to say void, unintelligent design there. The wrong thing comes first. Anyway, so we're not, we're obliged to be destroyed by our own prodigy, so to speak. The new model gets to take over, better or not. Anyway, I don't know if this is relevant, right? Well, it's bad science, so fuck it. I don't like people posting bad science on my videos. Consciousness isn't a byproduct of the material world. Well, there you go. Wow, says what? Monkey Man? Mark Smith. Who the fuck are you, Mr. Authority? Who the fuck are you? You post some drivel. Steel isn't made out of iron, says Mark Smith. I mean, really? He doesn't have his own videos. Just posting phantasmagorical bibbly-babbly-boo. Oh, street fighting stuff, little Dragon Man stuff. Yeah, just video after video of absolute fucking bullshit. Probably some kind of racist crap there. Oh yeah, beating up on the Jews. True Jews. Yeah, true Jews. It's anti-gay to suck dick. I don't know what that means. So, whatever. Look at that. To the gardening troll. So he's got a couple of my videos in here. But it doesn't matter because his comment is inane and stupid. Fuck you, you're an idiot. Mark. Jeez. Consciousness isn't a byproduct of the material world. It's all byproduct, fucker. The whole fucking universe is fucking byproduct. There's nothing but byproduct. There's no fucking anything. There's nothing to product. It's all byproduct because there's nothing producting. There's no fucking conveyor belts. There's no assembly line. There's nothing. It's all byproduct. It's all pointless, stupid, idiotic noise. And some of the noise thinks it's special. Yeah, we're special noise. We go blah, 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 blah. And that's important. Anyway, just a whole comment section of crap. Except for Hover Blubber, which is still crap, but it's at least a decent effort at not being crap. Just happens to fail, but at least it's an effort. So anyway, enough of this crap. Oh, yeah, crap. So anyway, I'm going to work on this toolbar thing. Just mention that to the people who are playing along. This is my version of it, so I have the alarm clock on there because I need an alarm clock. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is make it so, when somebody's in the tiny chat room, they can, hit a bookmark and it'll create an indicator on here, like maybe this menu will be removed and it'll say tiny chats open and maybe a listing of who's in there or something. I don't know, something like that. But anyway, you'll be able to turn it on and off, so if there's something interesting happening in the live conversation room, you'll be able to instantly indicate that to people who have the toolbar running, and it'll make the toolbar load. Instead of just having the little X, it'll pop up on the page so people will be aware of it. And I'll only give certain people the secret powers to do this, and just so idiots don't just do it. And anyway, and that'll give you an indication that somebody's in the chat room willing to chat and such. Anyway, that's my plan, but who the fuck's got time for this shit? I mean, I haven't done any programming so long, I couldn't even read my own code. I was like, who the fuck, what kind of asshole wrote this shit? Yeah, I couldn't follow any of it. Anyway. So, that's enough for now, I think. So, until next time, right? I think I covered all the things necessarily to be covered. Oh, Hofladay and Skyzer are going to have another conversation. Just can't wait. Liar and liar. Yeah. It just gives dumber and dumber a new meaning, doesn't it? Wow. Yeah, it really does. Anyway, till next time.